South Korean president is suspended from duty after being impeached. President Xi Jinping will visit Macau for the inauguration of the new administration. And Chief Executive John Lee returns to Hong Kong after a duty visit to Beijing. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. South Korea's National Assembly has voted to impeach the president, Yoon Suk-yeol. 2/3 of lawmakers passed a motion which begins the process of removing the president. Yoon is suspended and faces a court that will decide his political fate. Prime Minister Han Duck-soo takes over as acting president during the legal process. David Garrett reports.
The results of the vote are handed to the Speaker. A 2/3 majority was needed for the impeachment to pass. The National Assembly held its breath as the votes were tallied and double-checked. The opposition needed at least 8 of Yoon's People Power Party to back the motion to pass the 200 threshold. Speaker Woo Won-shik announcing the impeachment motion has passed. A total of 309 votes, 204 in favour, 85 against, 3 abstentions, 8 invalid. 204 lawmakers voting to impeach President Yoon Suk-yeol. The Speaker signalled the vote had passed by bringing down the hammer. A few more cheers from inside the chamber. Many of Yoon's supporters left quickly and quietly. Yoon will now face a trial. The Speaker says he hopes the Constitutional Court can convene quickly. Some of the positions on the panel are yet to be filled. Once assembled, if 6 of the 9-member council vote to sustain the impeachment, the president will be removed from office. The Speaker said South Koreans will end the year happier. He hopes people like these Koreans, who camped out to watch the vote, can go back to their normal lives. Earlier, thousands marched with orange balloons. This rally, organised by truck drivers, called for politicians to impeach Yoon. Last week's vote failed, but these people have now got what they wanted. Huge rallies have taken place throughout the country, with thousands braving the cold, calling for Yoon to go after his ill-fated martial law decree on December 3rd. Martial law lasted only 6 hours before being blocked by Parliament. Days ago, Yoon defended the implementation of martial law, which plunged South Korea into political crisis. Today, after the vote, he vowed never to give up and fight until the end. This could be the beginning of the end for President Yoon Suk-yeol. David Garrett, TVB News.
President Xi Jinping will visit Macau next week to attend the inauguration ceremony of the SAR's 6th-term government. Xi will also attend celebrations marking the 25th anniversary of Macau's return to the motherland. President Xi will visit Macau from the 18th to the 20th this month. Macau's current chief executive, Ho Yat-seng, said Xi's visit not only demonstrates the great importance the central government attaches to Macau, it also shows his genuine care for the city. Meanwhile, the incoming chief executive Sam Ho-fai extended his welcome and gratitude to Xi. Sam noted the successful implementation of one country, two systems has led to remarkable achievements in Macau's social development. He said the new government will unite and lead all sectors. Chief Executive John Lee has concluded his annual duty visit to Beijing and is back in Hong Kong. This morning, Lee paid a visit to the Human Resources and Social Security, where both sides exchanged views on issues such as the integrated development of education, technology, and talent cultivation. Samantha Lee reports.
Saturday was Chief Executive John Lee's last day of his duty visit to Beijing. In the morning, Lee met Wang Xiaoping, the Minister of Human Resources and Social Security. They last met in May. Joining the meeting was Chief Secretary for Administration Eric Chen, who arrived at Beijing on Friday. During the discussion, John Lee introduced the establishment of the Committee on Education, Technology and Talents, which was proposed in his policy address this year. Lee highlighted the fact that the SAR government not only attached great importance to nurturing local talent, but also actively attracts diverse talent to work and settle in the city. Eric Chen, who chairs the Committee on Education, Technology and Talents, said the committee will leverage Hong Kong's strategic positioning and advantages of its 8 centers of development, and to promote the coordinated development of technological and industrial innovation, and the supply and demand of human resources. Samantha Lee, TVB News.
The government is looking into adjusting public hospital charges. Secretary for Health Lo Chung-mau revealed that the government might consider charging more on patients with light illnesses in A&E, but patients with severe illnesses and cancers will be charged less. The SR government is facing a financial deficit, and the authorities are reviewing medical fees at public hospitals. The health chief says 60% of the patients in A&E are not very ill, so the charges should be more precise. He explained that the cost for each A&E case is $2,400, but the charge is $180. Around 95% of the cost is subsidized by the government. He said patients fall into Category 4 and Category 5 should be subsidized less, while patients with heavy illnesses, cancers and stroke could be more or even free of charge. The city braved cool temperatures today as the mercury dropped to as low as 13.8 degrees Celsius, the lowest so far this winter. According to the Hong Kong Observatory, a strong northeast monsoon will affect the coast of southern China today and tomorrow. At noon, the temperature further dropped around 3 degrees Celsius compared with noon yesterday. Temperatures are forecast to hover at around 13 degrees Celsius tomorrow and a couple of degrees lower in the new territories. Daytime temperatures will rise, but it will remain cold in the morning. A football match was held at the Kai Tak Youth Sports Ground this afternoon, but some attendants complained about the sudden change in ticketing arrangement. The Hong Kong Football Association issued an apology. Celine Chan reports.
The Kai Tak Youth Sports Ground hosted a game between Guam and Macau, with the match beginning at 2 in the afternoon. Some fans arrived at the sports ground just past noon, but some learned only after arriving at the venue that they needed to register online a day before. It was already too late. This local football fan said he only came to know about the new arrangement on Instagram a few hours before online registration started. He criticized the Hong Kong Football Association for being extremely late in making the announcement. Mr. Chan came from Macau to support his team, but some of his friends gave up because they couldn't get tickets. He said it was confusing, and fans, especially those from Macau, were at a loss. 1,000 tickets were available, of which 600 were distributed to parties such as district organizations, schools, and the two teams. The remaining 400 tickets were originally to be given free to the public on a first-come, first-served basis 2 hours before kickoff. However, the HKFA announced on Friday that, after discussions with stakeholders, fans would have to fill out an online form starting from Friday evening. Registration was full within an hour. Some netizens expressed their discontentment online. Several fans took a chance and went to the stadium and were able to eventually gain entry. According to announcements inside the stadium, around 530 people showed up. Responding to media inquiries, the Football Association said they updated the ticketing information to help improve crowd management and had immediately made an announcement once registration was full. A counter was specially set up for external fans, and the FA apologized to those who missed out. Celine Chan, TVB News.
And still ahead, French President Emmanuel Macron nominates François Bayrou as French Prime Minister. Paul Chant went shopping at Victoria Park Fair. And a look at how the government is helping the elderly improve know-how in IT. Welcome back. French President Emmanuel Macron has nominated François Bayrou as the fourth new prime minister in 2024. The 73-year-old centrist leader said he would strive for reconciliation of the country's divided society. During a handover ceremony, Bayrou met the press with his predecessor, Michel Barnier, who was earlier ousted in a vote of no confidence. At a time when France's soaring public debt unnerves the European nation, Bayrou addressed the Himalayan difficulties ahead of him. He vowed to break down the glass wall between citizens and authorities and bring down the budget deficit. Bayrou founded the centrist party Democratic Movement in 2007. A major ally of President Macron, he previously served as the country's education minister and justice minister. Bayrou now faces an immediate challenge of forming a cabinet. Hundreds of Georgians protested in front of the parliament building in the capital of Tbilisi today, as a former football star stands ready to become the country's president. The opposition accused the ruling Georgian Dream Party of tightening its grip in what they say is a blow to the country's European aspirations and a victory for its former imperial ruler, Russia. An October 26 vote gave the ruling party control of parliament in the South Caucasus nation. Now its candidate, Macau, a 53-year-old who played 28 games for Manchester City in the late 90s, is set to replace the pro-Western president. The Georgian Dream Party is accused of rigging the vote with Moscow's help in their bid to avoid joining the European Union. Pro-Western Salome Zurabishvili has been president since 2018 and has vowed to stay on after her 6-year term ends on Monday. Back locally, the 58th Hong Kong Brands and Products Expo opened at Victoria Park today. And Yip has the story.
3、2、1，有請。
Acting Chief Executive Paul Chan officiated at the opening ceremony of the fair. He then walked around the stalls and was one of the first customers to shop, spending around $4,500. This year's fair has around 900 stalls and 400 exhibitors, selling a spectrum of products from food and healthcare to household items. It will also host events including the Hong Kong Top Brands Award and Miss Exhibition pageant. The fair will last for 24 days until January 6 next year. Chan visited a stall selling soup ingredients. He also stopped by a vendor selling seafood, buying mushrooms and dried shrimps. Chan was welcomed warmly by staff members of the stalls, and they had a good time interacting with one another. At this beverage stall, Chan praised the cocktail he drank, noting it was locally produced and tasted fresh. At this stall selling locally designed toys, Chan called the items cute and beautiful. He purchased a panda constructed from building blocks, supporting the government's promotion of pandas as a tourist attraction. Many special deals are available at the fair, including discounts for seniors and more than 20 types of products costing only $1.
We offer over 50% discount on some hot items, and for most items we are having 20 to 30% discount for the customer.
How do fairgoers feel about the discount packages?
Actually, there's good offers here. Everything's quite cheap and there's good deals, and they give away free umbrellas and things like that. I like the idea of you spend a set amount and then you get something free on top.
I think the price is fair enough, and especially for the food.
Starting from this month, the government has resumed the multiple entry scheme for Shenzhen residents. This allows unlimited number of trips to Hong Kong within a year. Will this scheme encourage more mainland tourists to visit the fair?
I think it's quite attractive for them because this fair have a long history, so it's attractive to the mainland citizens.
I think at this moment we can't see the effect now. I hope going near the Christmas holiday, I hope more customers from mainland will become.
A limited number of free desserts and wine are distributed at the chillax zone during specified hours. And TVB News.
The Social Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Fund Task Force has launched a Smart Silver digital inclusion program for the city's elderly. The $100 million initiative is set to provide digital training and technical support for Hong Kong senior citizens aged 60 or above. Take a listen. Now in her 70s, Granny Lai Ha can't write, let alone type Chinese characters. She learned from local volunteers how to send and receive voice messages on WhatsApp, and that has helped increase communication between her and her son. Granny Lai Ha said young people mainly use WhatsApp, and she only recently realizes how convenient it is. Same for Granny Kuhn. She said she can now make medical appointments and apply for various government services on her own without the need to trouble her children. To help the city's senior citizens integrate into the digital era, the government announced in the budget to allocate $100 million to the Social Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Fund over 3 years to implement the Smart Silver Digital Inclusion Program. Kickstarted Friday, the initiative is subsidizing 12 non-government organizations to serve 100,000 senior citizens aged 60 or above, especially elderly living alone or those residing in older neighborhoods and public housing. It sets up community-based help desks across 18 districts to provide regular digital training and technical support. They encompass ways to use a smartphone and digital government services, including the IM Smart and HA Go apps. There will also be seminars on cybersecurity as well.
The digital inclusion for the elderly program is very important for the Hong Kong elderly community. It is because we have the government centralized platform app, which is there are many services and functions can be very convenient for the elderly to utilize and apply.
The Social Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Fund has also organized a fun day in Lok Fu to promote the government's digital initiative programs for the city's 1.4 million senior citizens. Jacqueline, TVB News. And that's the news. Thank you for watching.